Hear it for yourself every morning or hear about it from everyone else all day.
It came out of the sky.
Johnny and Greg, mornings, 94.1 WJJO.
All right, 9:21. Otep is on the phone with us.
Hello, Otep.
Greetings. Thank you. Hi.
Greetings.
How are you this morning?
I am doing very well. Tired, but so it goes. Early on the West Coast.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I know you go to bed late. When we're actually waking up, you're going to bed. So, thanks for coming on with us to talk about revolution. Oh my God, you need to come out here.
I know. I wish I could. I'm in the studio right now recording my new album, but had I not be chained to the irons of that, I would definitely be there in full support with everybody that's taken to the streets in Wisconsin. How amazing is that? It's
unbelievable. And we had 100,000 people here over the whole weekend and not a single arrest. Wow. And, the Tea Party people obviously were there to, speak their side, which is great. I'm like, hey, everybody come out. Everybody let your voice be heard. That's totally cool. But when I walked in the Capitol last night and they had the drums going and the chants and you see all these different people from every background, it was moving. It was unbelievable.
Well, I think it is. I think it's rather gorgeous what's happening, especially in light of, the recent tragedy in Arizona with the shooting. And we had all this talk during the congressional elections about Second Amendment remedies and all of that. And what I'm so inspired about what's happening in Wisconsin and how amazing and courageous those people are is that they've taken on this revolutionary spirit, but doing it through the power of peace, through the power of passion, and goodwill, towards their cause. So it's great to see us Americans, leading the way in that respect.
Hey, Otep, if you want to say something right now to Governor Walker, he's in his limo on his way to his 9:30 psych evaluation. So he's probably listening, having a martini, laughing at all this in his fat limo. So I don't know. That's a rumor I heard.
Yeah, I would tell him that I think he's picked the wrong fight. You don't mess with workers. You don't mess with the working class. The people that the world's changing. We're tired. We're tired of tyrants. We're not going to deal with that anymore. There's no such thing as the privileged class getting away with mistreating working people anymore. I think that seeing who's out there, who's taken to the Capitol in your lovely state. I love Wisconsin, by the way. I don't know how you guys deal with the winters, but I love it. But to see, teachers standing next to firefighters, standing next to police officers, and then everyone else, Teamsters and so forth, and then just just regular folks who maybe who aren't union people, but are there to protect the rights of workers, I think is a beautiful thing. And if you think about the history of protests and where usually law enforcement stands against protesters, standing with this time the protesters, I think is a sign of things are changing and times are changing, and I think that's really important, culturally and historically.
Even Tom Morello performed last night at the Monona Terrace for us, and that's what he said too. He's like, "You guys, I've been to a lot of protests. Never in my life have I gone to a protest and had the police drive me there and had them be excited that I was attending." And it's so amazing and so unique, and the energy, and I feel like it's even bigger than this bill. I feel like this is seriously a stand where we're done with the BS. We're done with you trying to shove your ideas down our throats.
I think so, and I think that this whole thing with it that the governor is trying to do smells a bit of hypocrisy, a bit of deception. Leaving out the firefighters and the police officers out of the bill, but trying to do there seems to be, an ulterior motive here, and it's nice to see that the people have just had enough of this. Mm-hmm. They've had enough of Washington, even ideas of how politics should be, and I think people want they want their communities back, and to see, Wisconsin, you guys have led the way in so many things, and it's beautiful, it's inspiring to see, it happening here after what just happened in Cairo,
right?
Happening all over the Middle East, to see that that it's happening here as well, and it's peaceful, and yet it's passionate at the same time, is truly inspiring. I mean, it's and everybody that's listening should know that I live in Los Angeles, but everyone here is talking about it.
Talking to Otep.
I have family in the South. They're talking about it.
Yeah.
The world is watching Wisconsin.
When you think about it, that's funny you mentioned that, because firefighters and policemen who are standing with the protesters, but by excluding them, that in itself is collective bargaining. Almost, right. It's almost a small version of collective bargaining by not picking on their pensions and their health care. That's funny you say that.
That's right. And it's also it's the idea that to see who really benefits from this. You're going to pick on the working class by removing their voice from their ability to have a say in their lives and their livelihoods. Why not just raise, make some of the corporations that are in the state of Wisconsin pay proper taxes? That's. I think if people looked a little bit deeper, even though I know that's, economics speak, but it's true. You make the corporations pay what working people have to pay, and maybe you'll see your budget go down a little bit. But I think by leaving those two elements out, like as you were saying, the fire department and police department, is telling that there might be a different motive here. In fact, perhaps even having the Koch brothers, who are these billionaire cats who really are behind the Tea Party. It's a really brilliant move if you think about it. They were able. They used the word like Tea Party. They made and seem to have tricked a bunch of people who are very patriotic, who believe and want change in this country, but they're using all of these words and symbols and for their own benefit, so that what they can do is they can put people in place that have no care really whatsoever for Main Street, and really just to secure their interests on Wall Street.
And what they did too was if you were against them, they made you feel unpatriotic. It was seriously, they were brilliant in what they did, and it's like, unfortunately, so many people grabbed onto it, but that's okay. We're fighting back now, and we got a voice now. So
I think that's what's great about the spirit of what's happening in this age right now, is that it's that people want to fight back and they want to reclaim their communities, and that's what's happening, and it's lovely to see. It really is. It's thrilling. Again. Not to repeat a point, but truly the whole world is watching you guys with, and it's. I've got friends. One of my tour manager is from Madison, Tristan T.J. Wallace.
Yes.
On T. Villa. So
we're addicted to BW3
he's
trivia.
Been on the ground. He's been keeping me updated about how it's going there, and really just we're all riveted here.
All right, we're speaking to Otep Shamaya. You're in studio right now. Are you laying down vocal tracks for your new CD, or?
Yeah, right now finalizing the new album number 5, called Atavist. And I have to say that what's going on in your lovely state has inspired a bunch on the new record, and in fact, one song in particular, and it was I can't thank you guys enough for that. What you're doing out there, and trying to secure your communities is really wonderful.
Well, hopefully we can make a stand across the whole country. What if your ideal situation? What is the end of this going to be? How are we going to end up after everything is said and done?
Well, I'm not really sure about the state, what your state politics are, laws are, but I think perhaps. In California, we recalled one of our governors when we felt that he was inadequate and inept, and perhaps doing more harm than good. I'd love to see if impeachment or sort of any sort of recall ability in Wisconsin is available. I'd like to see the governor recalled, and I'd like to see that workers are protected. When you see unions saying, "Look, it's not about the money. We'll give you everything you want," with regards to the budget crisis that you claim this is about, we'll give you everything you want, even though perhaps the budget crisis is more based on these strange tax cuts and so forth that he actually enacted right after he took office.
Right.
No, we're going to give you that. That's what the union said. Fine, everything fiscally you want, but leave collective bargaining on the table for us. I think I'd like to see the unions win out. I'd like to see the people continue to fight for their rights and continue to set a precedent that no longer will our lives be dictated by people who have no idea what it's like to be working class. Wake up every day and worry about, is it medicine? Is it light? Is it the electric bill? What about my school? What about, my kids?
So funny you just said dictated, because he's acting like a dictator and not like we got a little republic thing that we're supposed to have going on here. But so the art of compromise is gone. They had a deal. I mean, the pension and health care. So anyways, we'll see. But, man, it's great talking to you. I'm glad you called. Sorry we got your ass out of bed so early.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I was excited about this. I barely slept anyway. I really appreciate you guys having me.
I tell you what, I'm going to call you tomorrow even earlier and see if you appreciate it. How's that sound? No, it's great. Thanks for talking to us.
Are you going to play our victory party, Otep?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You guys invite me. I'll come.
All
awesome.
Right. Cool. All right. We'll have a sleepover. Thanks, Otep.
Thanks, sister. All right, guys.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to the people.
You got it. Thanks. Appreciate it.
94.1 JJO.